So in this session, I'm going to go through how to create a new view to drag in all the necessary components to do the optimization, and also how to configure the security, create a user, create some scopes for that user, and bind those into access rights. So first up, let's create a view. Go to the management view and choose views, and the view name here, for example, Crossbreed, and let's call it Crossbreed here as well. We need to have a root node name. Let's call it Crossbreed, or maybe locations is even better. It's under that node you're going to put, for example, the owner ID, like Nordvestor or whatever group you want to do. Locations, and it's a type user defined. Save it, and it will appear directly as a view. So here is the root of our view then. So let's go back to the management view, go to the users and click on user and add it using the new. Let's call it CB for short, for Crossbreed. So, and save it, and just do a checking comment. Uncheck this one so you don't need to change the password on next login. Okay. All other defaults are just fine. So now we created the user. So we have a view, we have a user. Now we need to create authorization scopes. Just click on the authorization here and choose which views and nodes these include and exclude. So we do a very wide one in the beginning, just to show how to onboard it as easy as possible, not super secure. We will create two types of scopes. One for the application view, because that will require object creation, deletion, and so on. So the complete object lifecycle, whereas the logical view and the Crossbreed view only needs property discovery, reading and writing property, and so on. Okay, so let's start with the application view. Under logics, virtual objects, I've created a node called Crossbreed, and you can see we have all the settings from earlier run that we have on other videos. So drag in Crossbreed over here into the include here. So everything under this path are included. If you want to exclude stuff, just drag it over here as well and save it, and let's say call it CB admin, because these objects are the administrative objects. So we have a scope here called CB admin, and it will include those. But select, because we need to create an additional scope for the logical view and from the Crossbreed view. So choose the logical view, and in this case we have the owner IDs. Let's say we drag in Crossbreed here because we have owner ID under here and all the buildings. So drag it over here and then choose the Crossbreed view and drag all the locations. So everything under location and everything under the logical view Crossbreed has include in the scope. Save it and call it CB foundation, for example. So these are the foundation scopes in order for cblocal to operate. So now we want to connect the user and the scopes together with certain operations. So choose security, click on security, and create a new group, because it is in groups DesigoCC binds this. There's no other way. So call it CB, for example, for Crossbreed. So we have one group. We have 0 scopes, so there's no rights here. So let's drag it over. CB admin, that is the administrative objects where we need to have this object lifecycle. So we need to have create, delete, and supervise objects. Command groups, standard, ownership, read, diagnostics, nothing, and configuration, read, and standard, write. So this is for the administrative, and now for the more restrictive view, foundation. We still need to be able to write properties here, because we need to write optimizations, we need to write communication timeouts, watchdog, and so on. But the rest are read, no diagnostics, and we need to have command groups, but no create, delete, and supervise. And then save it. So all the members now here have this access, but we haven't added any members. So let's add the Crossbreed user here and save it. Okay, so now if you use this user in cblocal as the integration user, it will be allowed to create new objects for configuration on the application view. It will be able to discover new locations, owners, variables, so it can feed data to the CEO's cloud, and also act on actuations from the CEO's cloud. This is quite open-ended scopes, so you can narrow it down a bit more. You always use star on Crossbreed, this extra view, but in the logical view, just remove this one. And when you're about to onboard a new building, go to the logical view, choose the building that you want to onboard, and add it to this scope and save it. And then if you want to have another and another, and save it. But all others are now prohibited. So you know that CEOs will never get any data from it or write anything towards it. So now you can go to this view and start populating it with buildings and variables from the logical view if you want to onboard new data. That's it.